What's in a name? In Takshashila, a city in ancient India, there lived a scholar who had 200 young disciples in his Gurukul. A Gurukul is also like a boarding school where students live and get educated under the guidance of a particular guru and his assistant teachers. The Acharya's name was Guru Vivisha and he was very famous. Parents from all over the country wanted their children to study in his Gurukul. But he took only 25 new students each year. Sometimes eager parents spent days and nights camping outside the gates of the Gurukul in the hope that their child would be among the lucky few. Guru Vivisha was so sought after because students who got educated at his Gurukul could recite hundreds of chants from memory, solve complicated mathematical equations in a jiffy, and were also clever with their hands. They could forge beautiful swords, nurture fruit bearing trees, and sculpt amazing pottery. But more important than all of these was the fact that students from Guru Vivisha's Gurukul were kind, compassionate, and wise. A new year had just begun, and a fresh batch of students had recently joined the school. In those days, the Gurukuls followed a unique custom. At the start of a year, just like today students get assigned to a particular classroom or teacher, in a Gurukul, students were given a new Gurukul name. 25 bright young students stood in front of the Acharya, eagerly awaiting their names. There was a reason for this. At a Gurukul, students come from all sorts of families. The child of a king could be in the same class as the child of a poor farmer. The daughter of a teacher could be learning alongside the daughter of an army general. This system was created in order to make sure that everyone was treated equally. New names for all, the students ensured that each of them began their new journey from the same starting line with no idea about the family background or wealth of the other students. Guru Vivisha began giving out names. He was a bit funny when he gave out names and chose them quite randomly. As the students came up to him one by one, he would look at their faces and announce their new names. Sunrise will be your new name, he said to the first student in line. Turmeric, Mogra, and Good were the next three names. He kept going on with whatever names came to his mind at that moment. Finally, it was the turn of the last child in the line, a nervous 11-year-old who could not dare to look up at the teacher. He was so scared that all he would do was stare at the ground, his toes curling up with fright. Guru Vivisha looked at him and said, "What's wrong, young man? Are you scared? Are you hungry?" The little boy was too scared to answer, and he could mumble was, "Yes, Guruji." Guru Vivisha was also tired and hungry by this time, so he looked at the boy and said, "Okay, your Gurukul name will be Hungry. So now let's all go eat some lunch." Poor Hungry absolutely hated his name. Every single day at meal times, someone would crack a joke about his name, saying things like, "Are you always hungry?" And he would protest. Some other student would say, "Are you angry? I thought you were hungry. Here, have an extra puri." He was also made to be the first to try out new dishes or healthy concoctions that came out of the Gurukul kitchen. "Give it to him first," they would say. "After all, he is hungry." And they would all burst into laughter. After dinner, the cook would invariably ask him, "Are you still hungry?" It was such a trick question. If he answered yes, the cook would give him another helping of food, which he just didn't want. And if he answered no, the cook would chuckle. "Oh, you aren't hungry anymore? Have you changed your name?" Hungry got fed up of the constant jokes. One day, after lunch, he caught Guru Vivisha sitting alone under a tree, feeding birds. Hungry mustered up the courage to speak to Guru Vivisha. Folding his hands in a namaste, he sat at the Guru's feet and said, "Respected Guruji, I can't live with this name any more. I am sick and tired of being the subject of jokes in the school. Please, please, please change my name, anything else will do." Guru Vivisha smiled at him and replied, "My son, I am ready to change your name, but there is one condition. You have to travel to the 3 neighboring towns within 3 weeks and only then return to the Gurukul. Once you return from this trip, I promise I will change your name. In fact, you can choose your own name." One of the first rules of being a student of a Gurukul was that you never disobeyed the instructions of the Acharya. You just didn't do it. So Hungry did what any respectful student would do. He bowed down, touched his Guruji's feet to take his blessings, and started preparing for his 3-week journey. He wondered what going to 3 towns and traveling for 3 weeks had to do with changing his name. But it was his Guruji's instruction, and since he was the wisest person he knew, Hungry decided to follow his word with an open mind and sincerity. It took him a week to reach the first town. He had to walk a fair distance, but then he managed to get a lift with a farmer on his bullock cart. "What is the name of the town we are going to?" Hungry asked the farmer. The farmer replied, "Oh, it is called Hasipur, the town of laughter." Hungry was really excited. The residents of the town must be in a good mood all the time. A town called Laughter had to be one fun and a happy place. However, Hungry was in for a rude shock. Hasipur was the most morose, sad place he had ever seen. Nobody seemed to be smiling. Laughter seemed to be completely absent in his town. All around him, he saw people going about the day's work with sad, sombre, long faces. As he sat down to rest at a roadside food stall, he asked an old man, "How come you are all so sad? Your town is called Hasipur. Shouldn't you all be happy?" The old man replied, "Well, this town has experienced a lot of disasters, floods, famine, hurricanes. Now nobody smiles. We just go about our day ready for the next calamity to strike." Hungry was quite sad to hear this. How terrible to live day by day waiting for tragedy to strike. He packed up his belongings to go to the next town. The next town was not too far. He only had to walk for a day, and soon he was on the outskirts of the town. The name of the town was Gopalgaon. It seemed like a sweet, pretty little town with small houses and lots of healthy, happy cows. He walked through the town. He saw a crowd gathered near a tree. He went closer to see what the commotion was about. People in the audience were saying, "Come down, jump down, we will catch you." When Hungry looked up, he saw a little cat stuck on one of the branches of the tree. The cat had climbed up but was too scared to come down. Hungry couldn't stop smiling when he heard the cat's name. The cat's owner, a young girl, was pleading with him, "My dear Bahadur, don't be frightened. I am right here." A not so brave cat, whose name means fearless, Hungry shook his head and started asking for directions to the next town. The third town that Hungry went to had a busy, bustling marketplace with traders loudly hawking their wares and lots of shoppers rushing to and fro. Hungry decided to walk away from the din of the marketplace and find a quiet spot to the rest. He spotted a house with the name Shanti Kutir, meaning peaceful hut. "Ah, this is perfect," he told himself. "Just what I need. The family that lives in a place called Shanti Kutir must be a peace-loving, gentle bunch of people." Balmy crash came the sounds of metal vessels and utensils being thrown to the ground. These sounds were followed by sounds of people screaming and yelling at each other. Ma, he hit me, cried a little girl. But Ma, she hit me first, shouted her little brother. And then Hungry heard the mother shout at them really loudly, "Will you two please stop fighting?" And right at that moment, a little baby started wailing at full volume. Shanti Kutir was certainly not a peaceful place. Hungry shook his head, grinned, and started his journey back home to the Gurukul. It took him another week to reach the school. Guru Vivisha was waiting for him under his favorite tree. Hungry took the Guruji's blessings, folded his hands in a namaste, and sat down at his feet. "So, are you ready for a new name, Hungry?" asked the Acharya. Hungry bowed his head and said, "Guruji, I don't want to change my name anymore. On my trip, I saw a town called Hasipur that was full of sad people. I saw a scared cat named Bahadur. On my third stop, I saw a family of extremely loud and quarrelsome people who lived in a house called Shanti Kutir. I realize now that the name of a person, animal, or place is not important. What is important is our actions. What really matters is how we conduct ourselves. Now I know why you are known as one of the wisest gurus in the entire country. I am going to stop worrying about how other people address me or speak to me. Instead, I am going to start focusing on my own actions and behavior. Thank you for teaching me this important lesson." Then, to everybody's surprise, Guru Vivisha did something nobody had seen before. He stood up, put his hands on Hungry's shoulders, stood him up, and held him in a tight hug. He was so proud of his student for learning this beautiful lesson.